In the late 1980s, Dr. Anupam Nagar lived within the quiet confines of Prasanthi Nilayam. For 5 years, he studied as a student of Satya Sai Baba, experiencing an educational environment defined by spiritual discipline and total safety. During this time, he adopted a specific philosophy for his future career, that the true purpose of education is the refinement of human character, prioritizing moral development over the mere gathering of facts. Maintaining a commitment to high moral ideals is a straightforward task inside a sanctuary where everyone shares the same values. The strength of that commitment remains untested until it is forced to collide with the messy, often violent pressures of the professional world. In 1993, Dr. Nagar moved to Gujarat to begin his career at Jasani College. He left behind the silence of the ashram for a reality that was significantly more volatile and unscripted. He discovered an institution where academic integrity had effectively collapsed. Cheating and administrative malpractice were not just common, they were the established way of doing business. This environment was enforced by the NSUI, a powerful political student faction. They maintained their influence through direct intimidation, ensuring that college staff would not interfere with their manipulation of the system. When the college examination cycle arrived, Dr. Nagar chose to enforce strict honesty. He refused to look the other way, directly challenging the factions that relied on the status quo. The response was immediate. Faction leaders began monitoring his movements, making it clear they were waiting for an opportunity to retaliate. The college was no longer a standard workplace. It had become a test of whether his spiritual education could survive a direct encounter with organized corruption. The retaliation arrived in June. Dr. Nagar was targeted in a sudden, violent physical assault, intended to stop his reforms by force. As the attack unfolded, sudden unknown youths suddenly appeared. They acted as a human shield, intercepting the assailants and rushing the injured Dr. Nagar to medical safety. Lying in a hospital ward with significant physical injuries, a person typically faces a long recovery from the psychological trauma of a targeted attack. Yet Dr. Nagar experienced an anomaly. Instead of fear or lingering mental distress, he found himself in a state of total, unshakable psychological calm. He traced this internal peace back to the assurance he received during his student days. The words of his mentor echoed in his mind, "You and I are one. You are Satchitananda Swarupa." The assault was designed to break his resolve and reinstate the corrupt system. Instead, the violence acted as a catalyst, turning his theoretical beliefs into an absolute conviction. Dr. Nagar returned to the college immediately after his discharge. He resumed his post and continued to enforce the same strict standards of integrity that had led to the attack. His public refusal to be intimidated changed the local atmosphere. The community, which had long been resigned to the corruption, began to follow his example. This diagram illustrates the shift. Isolated individuals who had been silent began to connect, forming a collective force that eventually forced the corrupt factions to lose their grip on the college. Real change in an entrenched system often requires a person willing to pay a heavy price. The collapse of the corruption at Jasani College began with his individual sacrifice. During the same period he was confronting institutional corruption, Dr. Nagar's family life entered a season of extreme medical uncertainty. His mother was struck by a sudden, life-threatening condition. She developed a mysterious symptom that baffled standard medical analysis and appeared fatal. In the family's account, a metaphysical intervention took place. 3 years were added to his mother's life, shifting from his grandmother's timeline. This extension proved precise. She lived exactly 3 more years, just enough time to see both sons married before passing away in peace. Later, his father faced a femur surgery, with a predicted survival rate of only 10%. Defying those odds, he not only survived, but lived another 5 years in robust health. These experiences suggested to Dr. Nagar that the same grace which protected him during the assault was actively orchestrating the tangible details of his family's survival. Dr. Nagar's story is a study in contrasts, the violent crucible of a corrupt college environment, and the quiet, unexplained medical recoveries of his parents. His experience indicates that faith does not function as a shield that prevents the storms from arriving. Instead, it provides the internal anchor necessary to walk through those storms without being destroyed. A life of absolute moral integrity will eventually lead toward a confrontation with the fire. But for Dr. Nagar, crossing that threshold was the only way to prove the validity of the ideals he had learned in the ashram.